Remember when we used to laugh at Chinese cars? Be honest, we sat there, smug, scrolling through reviews of BYD, cracking jokes about cheap plastic, questionable build quality, and names nobody could pronounce. We thought we were safe. We thought the Toyota, the BMW, the Range Rover were untouchable. We thought the West had this locked. I was one of those people, I'll admit it right now. Nobody is laughing anymore. Because what BYD just dropped, 5 cars, 5 absolutely unhinged machines for 2026, is not a warning shot. It is the missile landing. And the crazy part? One of these cars can float on water. I am not joking. Another one has a feature that literally no luxury car in history has ever offered at this price. And the last one on this list? It is going to make you feel physically sick when I tell you what it costs compared to what it does. We are not watching a car company compete anymore. We are watching a car company conquer. And if you think I'm exaggerating, stick around, because by the end of this video, you are going to want to throw your German sedan keys into the ocean. Let's get into it. Number 5 first, and trust me, we're saving the most ridiculous one for last. Number 5. The BYD Atto 3. Now, before you scroll away because you've seen the Atto 3 before, I need you to stop, because the 2026 version of this car is not the same car. BYD has gone back in, ripped out everything average, and replaced it with things that should not exist at this price point. I am not making this up. The updated Atto 3 now comes with a 60.5 kilowatt-hour battery, giving you a real-world range that embarrasses cars twice its price. The interior has been completely redesigned. We're talking a rotating dashboard display, an ambient lighting system with 64 color zones, and a soundproofing package so good that sitting inside feels like someone wrapped the cabin in a blanket. Bro, it's quieter than a library in there. The exterior? Sharp. Angular. It does not look like a budget car. It looks like something that should be parked outside a design agency in Berlin, not sold at a price that makes Volkswagen executives want to resign. And the price? Here's where it gets painful. You'd expect to pay at least £35,000 for a car with this kind of interior technology, this range, this design. You would be wrong. The Atto 3 in 2026 comes in significantly under that, and a base Tesla Model 3 is basically double the price for comparable range. Double. I'm in mild pain right now, and we haven't even got to the good ones yet. Would you take this over a Volkswagen ID.4? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely need to know. Number 4. The BYD eMax 7. Alright, forget everything you think a family MPV is supposed to be. Forget the boring, beige, soulless minivans that make you feel like you've given up on life. The BYD eMax 7 is what happens when an engineer looks at a minivan and asks, what if we made this so good it made people cry? The eMax 7 is a 7-seat electric MPV, and the moment you open the door, you don't get in, you board it. I am not joking. The second row seats are fully reclining lounge chairs with individual footrests. There's a built-in 15.6-inch entertainment screen for rear passengers. The panoramic roof floods the cabin with light so generous you'll think you're sitting in a greenhouse, but make it fashion. But here's what nobody's talking about. The eMax 7 rides on BYD's DieSus intelligent suspension system. This suspension reads the road surface 100 times per second, 100 times per second, and adjusts the damping before your wheel even touches the bump. You could be driving over a cobblestone street and the passengers in the back won't feel a thing. They'll think you're on silk. They will think they are floating. Meanwhile, families are out there spending £55,000 on a Ford Galaxy or a Volkswagen Touran that rides like a shopping trolley by comparison. And those cars don't have lounge seats. They don't have intelligent suspension. They don't have anything close to this. I'm officially annoyed on your behalf. The eMax 7 makes the idea of paying over £50,000 for a German family van feel like a crime. Is this the family car of the future, or is this too much MPV for most people? Tell me in the comments. Number 3. The BYD Auto 2. Now we go smaller, but smaller does not mean lesser. The BYD Auto 2 is a compact SUV, and it is absolutely, completely disrespectfully good for what it costs. I need you to understand what BYD has pulled off here. The Auto 2 is built for urban drivers, young buyers, first-time EV owners, people who look at a Tesla Model Y and want one but can't quite get there. BYD looked at that gap in the market and said, "We'll take it." And then they stuffed this compact crossover with features that should be illegal at this price. We're talking about a full-color head-up display projected onto the windshield, a feature you'd normally find in a 60,000-pound BMW, a 12.8-inch rotating central display, wireless charging, a full suite of driver assistance tech, including lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, and automatic emergency braking that responds faster than any human reflex. The range sits at over 250 miles in real-world conditions. And here's the part that made me genuinely stop and stare at my screen. The Auto 2 fast charges to 80% in under 30 minutes. 30 minutes! That's faster than most people take a lunch break. You plug in, walk into a coffee shop, order the most complicated thing on the menu, sit down, check your emails, argue with someone on Twitter, and walk back to a car that's basically full.
What does something like this cost in 2026? The Atto 2 is positioned to undercut almost every competitor in the compact SUV segment. You are looking at a car that makes a Vauxhall Mocha look like it was designed on a napkin and priced like a luxury product. I paid more for things I regret. This is not one of those things. Atto 2 or Mini Countryman? Which one would you actually buy? Let's fight it out below. Number 2, the BYD eMax 9. Oh, here we go. I want you to sit down for this one. Actually, no, stand up because you are about to pace around your room. The BYD eMax 9 is not a minivan. Do not call it a minivan. The eMax 9 is a 6-seat electric luxury people carrier that goes to war with the Mercedes V-Class, the Lexus LM, and wins. Not on points, by knockout. First round. I am not making this up. Walk up to the eMax 9 and the doors open automatically, sliding, whisper quiet, like the car is greeting you. You step inside and there are 6 individual captain seats, each with heating, ventilation, massage functions, and full independent reclining. The second row seats fold flat into a full bed configuration. A bed in a van in 2026. Bro. There is a full-length ambient ceiling light system that can be set to 256 colors. There's a refrigerator built into the center console, a proper refrigerator, not a cool box, that can keep your drinks at exactly the right temperature whether you're in Norway in January or Dubai in August. There is a 15.6-inch entertainment screen in the rear. There's a separate 10-inch screen for each passenger zone to control their own environment. Temperature, lighting, audio, independent per seat. The eMax 9 rides on an air suspension system so advanced that when you hit a pothole, the car doesn't absorb the impact, it predicts it. Cameras read the road ahead and pre-adjust the suspension before your tire even touches the surface. You are essentially floating down the road. Magic carpet, private jet on wheels. Call it whatever you want, just call it better than anything Mercedes has produced in this segment. And now, the price. A Lexus LM, which is basically the closest competitor, starts at around £100,000 in the UK. A Mercedes V-Class AMG spec, you're looking at £80,000 to £90,000 fully loaded. These are the benchmarks. These are the anchors your brain has been sitting with for the last 2 minutes. The BYD eMax 9 in 2026 comes in at a fraction of those prices, with objectively more technology, more space, and more luxury. We are getting robbed in broad daylight by European brands and nobody is talking about it loudly enough. This car does not belong at its price point. It belongs in a showroom next to a Rolls-Royce Ghost and it would not look out of place. Would you trust a Chinese luxury van over a Mercedes V-Class? Tell me, I need to see where people stand on this. Number 1. The BYD Yangwang U8. I saved this one for last because nothing else could follow it. The Yangwang U8 is not a car, it is a statement of intent. It is BYD standing on a mountain, looking down at Land Rover, looking down at Mercedes G-Class, looking down at every luxury off-roader ever built, and saying, "We see all of you and we are not impressed." The U8 is a full-size luxury SUV. 2,900 kilograms of it, and it is powered by 4 individual electric motors, one per wheel, producing a combined output of over 1,100 horsepower. 1,100 horsepower in a luxury SUV. That is not a typo. I want to say it again. 1,100 horsepower. You hit the accelerator in this thing and a 2,900 kilogram building accelerates to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.6 seconds. Physics should not allow that. Physics looked at the Yangwang U8 and filed a complaint, but the horsepower is not even the most insane thing about this car, not even close. The U8 has a feature called tank turn. Each motor can spin independently in opposite directions, meaning this car can rotate 360 degrees on the spot. On the spot! You could literally spin this car like a top in a car park while your passengers sit inside wondering what their life choices led them to. I am not joking. The U8 can also drive in a diagonal direction, like a crab, sideways. You're stuck in a tight parking spot, and instead of doing a 47-point turn like the rest of us, you slide out sideways, like it's nothing. And now, I told you to sit down, the U8 can float on water. This is real. This is not a stunt. This is not a party trick for an auto show. The Yangwang U8 has sealed battery compartments, and the 4 independent motors can propel the vehicle across water for up to 30 minutes. 30 minutes! You drive your car into a lake and it keeps going. You call an Uber to cross a flooded road, the U8 owner just drives through it. Compare this to a Mercedes G-Wagon, which costs over 150,000 pounds, does not have 1,100 horsepower, cannot tank turn, cannot crab walk, and absolutely devastatingly cannot float. It sinks. It sinks like a very expensive brick. And people are still lining up to buy it because of the badge. The Yangwang U8 is positioned at around $150,000 in its primary markets, and in the UK and Europe, pricing is still rolling out. But even at that number, the value equation compared to a G-Wagon or a Range Rover SVR is so tilted it's almost embarrassing to draw the comparison. This is an extinction event for the luxury SUV segment. I am not being dramatic, I am being accurate. The companies that built their entire identity on off-road luxury, Land Rover, Mercedes G-Class, Lexus GX, are watching a Chinese brand render their flagship products obsolete. Not gradually, not slowly, now. The automotive industry spent 100 years building a pecking order. BYD just deleted it in a product cycle. I'm not angry, I'm past angry. I'm in a different emotional territory entirely. I'm watching history happen in real time, and the crazy part is that most people still haven't woken up to it. Most people still walk past a BYD showroom and think, nah, it's not the real thing. Meanwhile, people who actually sat in these cars, drove them, floated them across water, those people are not going back. You don't unexperience a magic carpet suspension. You don't undrive 1,100 horsepower. You don't go back to a car with plastic buttons and a normal suspension after the DICES system has recalibrated your expectations of what driving should feel like. And here's the thing that nobody in the Western auto industry wants to admit publicly, but absolutely every executive is saying in private meetings, BYD is not slowing down. They are accelerating. Every 6 months, another leap, another technology that should cost twice what it costs, another interior that should belong in a car twice the price, another feature that makes the established competition look like they've been asleep.